Staying positive doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. It means that even on hard days, you know that there are better ones coming. It's about trusting the process, reminding yourself that challenges are temporary, and believing in your strength to get through them. Positivity is about finding hope in the little things, holding on to the lessons life teaches you, and knowing that brighter days are ahead, no matter how dark it feels right now.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's your boy Country, back again with another Ramblin Thought from the road. And this one, like I said, has been rambling around in my head like loose change in a coffee can on a bumpy dirt road. I got a question. Can you have a positive without a negative? I'll ask it again. Can you have a positive without a negative? The question sounds simple. Like some things you heard in school in a science class. But I ain't talking about multiple choice answers. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about faith. I'm talking about how we measure what is good and what's not. See, the science books will tell you no. Electricity only flows because of the difference between the positive side and the negative side of each other. Without that difference, there is no spark. There is no push, no pull, no motion. Just silence. Same with the magnet. Flip it to the right, it draws in. Flip it the wrong way, and it pushes out. I had to get that in my head. Opposites intention gives power. That's how lights come on. That's how machines run. This is how storms build when wind shifts. But science only explains the how. It doesn't always explain why. And sometimes the why is where the real truth is hiding. Let's leave the lab coats for a minute. Do me a favor, come walk with me down this dirt road of life. What's happening? If you ain't never been sad, what's full if you've never been hungry? What's peace if you've never heard war's footsteps at your door? Contrast is the paint that makes the picture pop. See what I mean? If the whole canvas is just one color, even the bright shades look dull. We say we want all good days. I call them sunshine people. But if every day was perfect, would you even notice anything anymore? I'm gonna say that again. You say you want all good days, but if they all are perfect, would you even notice it anymore? Or would perfection just become background noise? I got another layer to it. Now, here's where my faith checks in, because the Bible tells me that God is good, always has been, always will be. Psalms 34:8 says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good." It does not say, taste the bad first so you'll appreciate the good. His goodness don't need evil to prove he's real. He's self-existent. He's eternal. He is the Alpha, the Omega. He does not need a rival to stay the Alpha. because he is. But here's the difference. God is infinite. We're human. We have limits. We've been trained to measure the light by how deep the shadows fall. So maybe the real question ain't, can you have a positive without a negative? Maybe it's, can you recognize the positive without the negative? Because God can, but man, we're addicted to the contrast. We need the storm to feel calm. We need heartbreak to feel love. We need the Friday paycheck to justify the Monday grind. It's almost like we don't trust joy unless it's being tested. We don't trust peace unless we're going through chaos. We don't trust the light until we're buried in the dark. And here's where it gets dangerous. If you live your life waiting for the negative just to taste the positive, you will train yourself to need the pain. Won't you let that sizzle? If you live your life waiting on the negative just to taste the positive, then you will train yourself to need the pain. You'll start chasing heartbreak just so you can feel joy or happiness. Y'all know how I feel about happiness. You'll keep breaking things just to rush to fix them. That's a cycle of disaster as a life lesson, but it's really just bondage. It's emotional Stockholm syndrome. Loving the hurt because the healing feels sweet. Maybe the next level of living ain't about avoiding the negative. And it's not about chasing the positive. It's about letting God define good and standing in it, even when you forget what the bad felt like. It's about learning to say, this is light, not because darkness is gone, but because the source of light never changed. James 1:17. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of light, with whom there is no variableness, neither shadows of turning. Meaning, his good don't need bad to be real. It's always real. I remember a season in my life when I thought the only way to feel God's presence is, when I was broken. Bad way of thinking. I ain't gonna lie to you about that. Like, I had to hit rock bottom for him to notice me. But the truth was, he's been there in my joy too. He was always there. I just had to notice him. I just didn't know how to see him without the tears in my eyes. And I wondered, how many of us, we live in the same way, addicted to the valleys because we don't know how to stand on the mountaintop without looking for the storm through the clouds. So family, maybe the question isn't, can you have the positive without negative? Maybe the real challenge is, can you trust God positive, even when it ain't got negative to compare it to? Because that's where freedom is. That's where joy stops depending on the pain. That's where peace stops depending on war. I got to go back. My grandma, y'all know she's special to me. My grandma had cancer for a while. She didn't need the pain of cancer or the realization of cancer or any of that to be joyful. She was joyful no matter what. She had a spirit that would light up her room, even though you knew Grandma was going through something. And that's the reason today I have to reevaluate the way I see certain things. Because of Grandma. Anyway, so can you have a positive without a negative? And the answer might be yes. But you'll need to know if you're too hooked on the drama to find out. Remember, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm just here to give you something to think about. Listen, stay strong, stay loving, and stay grounded. I see you, family. Peace.